Hello, and welcome to Iacon Underground Radio for the week of October 9th, 2019. I'm Jen.
And I'm David.
So this is basically, we are just going to do a little NYCC special this week, because there is a whole bunch of news about that. We're going to try to keep it short and sweet and exciting, and we can ramble on about comic books some other week. Because this week, Everybody set off your fireworks. Unicron's funded!
Yay, funded. As of this recording, what was it like? No. It's finishing tonight at midnight as we record, and it funded last night at some point, I think.
Yep, it's I guess, Hasbro's gambit to extend the deadline through New York Comic Con paid off. Because, as of, I'd say it really started Friday, the big, sudden push, to finally get it through, and maybe that was people getting that Friday payday, and, I don't
finally
know.
Figuring out budgeting, but it they started adding more in, and a lot more people actually were subscribing, and it passed 69, and people were happy.
Yes. Nice.
But then, after it hit, 808 or so backers, or at some point after that, it just stopped, and now it just says 8,000 plus backers. That's all it says now. We don't even get to say over 9,000, if that happens
9,000?
or not. Yeah, I mean, people probably have the gifts ready to go.
I know. But, I'm really happy I'm genuinely, I feel like saying I'm happy for all of you guys who are gonna get to have it, because that sounds like I'm jealous, but it's, and some of my friends on Twitter were like, come on, join us in making terrible financial decisions. It's
I know, that was half the reactions we're seeing. It's oh yay, it's funded. Oh no, there goes $600.
Yes. But it's half terrible financial decision, but probably even more terrible home decor decision for me, because I've mentioned how I'm likely to not have a significantly large apartment with the market where I'm living right now. And
or you might end up with some sort of tiny cabin.
I was literally looking at a log cabin at one point, and it's probably been picked up by now, but I was one of my options was a literal log cabin, which unfortunately, unsurprisingly, had no sort of central heating or air conditioning, so that was kind of a problem.
Oh no, that's a must. Yeah.
But also, I said on Twitter, I've kind of unofficially given up on dating, but getting that toy would be officially giving up on dating. You don't bring a date over when you have that as the centerpiece of your living room, because you're in an apartment and you don't have he's gonna dominate the decor. So anyway, I am genuinely very happy, because I was gonna feel really bad if this didn't fund, and I had been, not participating when I kinda technically could have, because I really want this to be a thing that exists, that's out there in the world. I love my fellow fans, and I really wanted those who wanted this toy to be able to have this toy. So I felt like a bit of a weight was lifted. I was also then, tempted to make that final decision, but I finally decisioned to not have to have that be the centerpiece of my home decorating. So I've got many other terrible home decorating choices already prepared for the new apartment. So it's I didn't need to add that to it. So I'm genuinely very happy for all the people who are getting this. I guess it remains to be seen what Hasbro is going to be doing in the future with their HasLab thing. It's currently at 2/3 success. Probably we're going to see some kind of Marvel thing before we see any more Transformers. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. This has been a really wild couple months, seeing all this happen. And I'm really glad that I'm glad that they extended it, and I'm glad that New York Comic Con gave them that push they needed. So speaking of New York Comic Con, other toys, lots of other toys, and
so many toys.
So was there any Studio Series stuff mentioned? 'Cause maybe that's over now.
Wait, what is Studio Series even?
That thing.
Is that the movie stuff?
The ones that take up space beside the toys that you were actually looking at. I'm so mean to the movie stuff. I'm sorry to people who like the movie stuff.
Oh, it is the movie stuff. Okay, it's like there's a bunch of sublines, and I just think with the Star Wars went to the Black Series and things. I can't remember what. Okay, so it's the more detailed movie ones. Yeah. No, I don't remember seeing any pictures of that stuff. But what's left other than the remaining parts of Devastator and
yeah,
bound to be other stuff. But no, I don't remember seeing any pictures.
They seem to be done milking that particular merchandise cow for the time being, which, they were probably getting close to the point where they were just going to have to start remaking people anyway. I feel like that line did what it was there for, and now it's done. So I guess first we'll go with the easy one, because probably not that many people are that excited about it, but I'm a little excited about it because I had just been saying that I would really like it if we could get a line that was Cyberverse stuff, but I feel like such an asshole for complaining about toys being for kids, but this is 2019 and kids are just playing Minecraft?
Yeah. And there are Minecraft toys they could buy instead, and Minecraft Legos and things, but yeah.
If my nephews are any indication, yes, they do. So, I mean, I am entirely on board with this, existing alongside, the more toy, big, chunky, clunky, not very poseable, but very action-oriented other Cyberverse toys. But they are they're being officially referred to as Deluxe Class. So far...
So the Cyberverse, I after opening a few more and all my slipstreams and acid storms, it's I figured I'm done with Cyberverse. I don't care that they're simpler toys, even if they make more for new season. I pass. I got a Cheetor who's kind of in scale with the recent Optimal Optimus. That's fine. I'm done.
He's a kitty.
But then they said, build a figure McAdams, and shit. I'm back in.
So yeah, it looks like they've announced one wave so far, that's Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, and Shockwave. I feel like Shockwave's eyebrow is not prominent enough. However, the current,
it needs to be decoed or something. You don't really see his little angry eyebrow.
Yeah, so I think the Warrior one that's out right now, which is the roughly deluxe sized, but more chunky toy, cheesy, poor quality control plastic ones, has a better head, so I may just buy one of those for $8 and do a head transplant, so the better toy can have the proper angry head.
If there's compatible neck joints, I'm not sure that's as much of a thing outside of the main line.
I'll make something work. That's what epoxy is for.
Well, yeah, there's always hot glue.
I used to do some fairly serious kit bashing stuff, and I happen to have a couple fairly now expensive collectible toys underneath a coat of paint to make them into a new character that I made up, like my Beast Wars Tigatron. The Bumblebee is really cute. I do really like that Bumblebee design. But yeah, they're doing a Build-A-Figure, so presumably there are at least 4 more of these coming out, because it's not a 4-part.
At least 8 pieces.
Yes. So yeah, there seemed to be some questioning of who McAdam was, so I guess I can give a quick rundown of that. There was a UK story back in the 80s, a Marvel UK comic story, basically about Dreadwind Darkwing escaping from the Mechanibals and hiding in this neutral ground bar on Cybertron because it's a British comic, so there's a bar.
Of course
and there's people gotta drink because it's being written by British people. I'm sorry, but this is clearly apparently how things are because this is how it happened. So McAdam, the name is a play on macadam being a name for basically something similar to asphalt. It
is?
Yes.
Huh.
In British terminology, but the name is changed slightly to sound like the name of a British pub owner. So there was
road construction. Did
yes.
not know that.
There was that one story, and then, like I've mentioned before, like how you get, like I was suggesting, why Gridman went with Shattered Glass and why Shattered Glass is such a big deal in Japan is because when you have something that is, it's sort of apocryphal like that and it takes on this legendary status. So because this was a UK only thing, people really, just like with the Wreckers and with Impactor, people really glommed onto that in the fandom. There ended up being this whole thing about how maybe he was one of the original 13 and McAdams was, I'm going to go like really, really, old school sci-fi here. And actually I'm going to have to look this up because I forget.
No, I remember it being mentioned that he was one of the 13, but I thought he wasn't, and then he was, and it was wibbly wobbly. Because they needed 13 guys, and it's like, hey, this thing's amusing because his name popped up in a bunch of different things. He didn't come back, but he was like mentioned or back around sign in comics and things.
Well, what I was going to go real hardcore old school sci-fi on was there's a writer named Spider Robinson who had a series of novels about Callahan's Cross-Time Saloon. And that was basically
there's
what McAdams kind of...
I think there's even a role-playing game based upon that, too.
Very likely. And that's... I don't know if I've, like, verified if it was something that was actually an intentional homage to that or an intentional inspiration from that, or if it was just, co-evolution. But that's sort of what the idea of McAdams became. Was this, like, multiversal hub where antics happen. And so,
well, it's either that or it's taken from the restaurant at the end of the universe.
That too, maybe. That a little bit. In the IDW comics, it came up a little bit as a place. I think it only really appeared in More Than Meets the Eye and flashbacks. I believe that's where they were when Tailgate stole the curly straw that set off the Autobot Decepticon war.
Oh, yeah! What's that? I forgot about that.
More recently, that was the bar that Blur took over on Cybertron. So that it continued on there, and then it's shown up in Cyberverse in more of that kind of original form as just a neutral ground, a place where everyone hung out before the war. If you've seen the GIF that's been going around, or the little video clip that's been going around of Soundwave and the Seekers dancing, that's where that takes place. And yeah, there's a bit of dialogue about how there are rumors that McAdam is one of the original 13 Primes. Cyberverse McAdam apparently can just, like, expand into some horrifying, massive monster
that you only
machine.
see in shadows.
Yes, that you see in shadows, and that's basically because, and I think I mentioned this on the previous episode, talking about Cyberverse, how, Deadlock is being smuggled in there, and Megatron comes after him, and that's when McAdam gets, like, huge, and he's like, all hell's nah, and Megatron stands down and backs off. He's got a very sort of retro steampunky thing going, and it's really cool, because he's old.
Also, he sort of also looks like you could, in theory, kit bash a Bulkhead toy into him.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like the way his build and chunkiness and his chest is very much like that.
I think the most recent theory, and this came up in my my researching the 13 for my potential Power of the Primes fan fiction. The general theory, I think, is that if he is one of the Primes, it's Alchemist Prime.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's also wearing tiny little glasses that sort of remind us of a certain doctor who wore tiny little glasses with eyebrows.
That too. Though apparently also Alchemist Prime is notable for having tiny little glasses too, so. Oh. But yes. Also wrong. Whose toy was not shown, and I'm very disappointed.
Well, we've seen it a few times before.
Everybody forgot it because it's wrong, and everyone forgets.
Because it forgets wrong. Yeah, I guess Alchemist Prime is also the most fitting because Alchemist and working at a bar, that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, if I would say possibly when they designed him, it was sort of an intentional nod, maybe an intentional hint, or maybe just, a suggestion. So yeah, the Cyberverse stuff, I am getting my wish. Hopefully we will continue, and I can at least get, like, a Shadow Striker or some other cool stuff because that show does have good designs. A Drift. I would like a Drift or a Deadlock, either way.
Well, there's a tiny Deadlock, and there is at least one Shadow Striker, I think. But I think it's one of those, like, auto-changer big thingies.
Yeah.
Do I have that? Maybe I do have that.
There's the, like, deluxe-ish scale Deadlock and Drift, because I saw them both at Walmart, where apparently those figures, they didn't seem to be on clearance, but they were like $8, and I was very tempted by an $8 deluxe scale, if not deluxe quality Drift, but also I was, like, having a sick day and did not want to be making did not want to be making purchasing decisions while I felt that bad. So I just wanted to get my Soylent and go home. So other toys, I guess, so we found out Siege is going to be followed by Earthrise. Hey,
which
guess
isn't
what?
The greatest name, but,
It's all earthy.
Yeah.
Who put their money on more G1, except even more Earth?
Well, it's not 100% earthy, kind of. I mean, there's Ironworks. Ironworks is only vaguely earthy. And, oh my god, we're getting an Ironworks. Who is the base and not the vehicle that came with the base. And oh, he turns into a robot. I am amazed and confused. It looks so much like G1 Ironworks' little play base.
Except...
But it comes apart and becomes a robot.
Except the base is the guy. Maybe he was the guy all along.
And you could use him as armor for other guys, presumably. I think it's got all ports in place.
He does look really cool. And he's like scaled to be a little playset for the Micromasters, and that's really cool. Speaking of Micromasters, the list we saw before was correct. We get Daddy-O now. And his little white Camaro buddy, whose name escapes me.
Yeah, but we got a Big Daddy! Everybody wanted a Big Daddy, and we would have been so disappointed if we didn't get one, but he's just got a rename, but he's still Big Daddy.
He's still Big Daddy. I do feel like this is one of those things, like, making jokes about thirst, like we did back on Stasis Pod, where daddy has kind of taken on some connotations in the meantime. But it's okay. It's okay. You can call him daddy. So there's them, the military patrol. This little sound barrier guy is pretty cool.
Oh my god, he's so adorable.
Well, I like
when
that
we first saw him, like Wheeljack was holding him. Hey, we're getting Wheeljack. Wheeljack was holding, it was just a shield. It's like, oh, that's an add-on thing. No, it flips open and it's a little dude.
I like that you can army build him into roads.
Yes! I'm gonna need at least 3 of him.
Yes.
Oh, he's so cute.
You can army build him into a road and ramps and have your little Micromasters drive around on him. Oh, now we're back to, see, I'm already going to be having enough of these bad home decor decisions in my new apartment because it's going to be just full of all this stuff. I'm just going to set up like a big place set on the coffee table, except I have a cat, so never mind. We are getting, in the same wave, we are getting the architect boyfriends. So we're getting Hoist and Grapple.
They don't seem like that much of an improvement over the G1 ones, really, to me. Other than, hey, we get a new toy, and if you don't have the original, that's kind of cool, but yeah, architect boyfriends. Although we've had a few Grapples, haven't we? It's been a long time since we've had a Hoist, I think.
Yeah, we had a Hoist in the point in Generations where they were doing the Spotlight comics.
Oh, right! There is that. I forgot. Did I get that? I can't remember.
Maybe.
Maybe I did. I don't. I'll have to check.
The appearance of Grapple did remind me that one of the more recent toys that really needs to go on my pickup list at TFCon, if not thrown on my pile of loot from Big Bad Toy Store, which my pile of loot currently consists entirely of pre-orders for versions of Anti from Gridman. But I'm gonna need to pick up Red Alert before the Inferno comes out. So I can have rescue boyfriends too. So I will have architect boyfriends and rescue boyfriends. The Wheeljack does look pretty good.
It's definitely... a Wheeljack. It's sadly the Earth version, and we've gotten other good Wheeljacks. Why didn't we get the floating brick bus thingy that he transformed to on Cybertron? That was one of the few we knew what the fuck his G1 Cybertronian version looked like, and we're not getting it.
Yeah, him and Bumblebee, they really could have stood to have done that while they were doing Siege. We got the Tetrajets.
Bumblebee transforms into sort of a pancake. I'm not sure that would be easy to do from a Bumblebee. But the Wheeljack should have been easy. You just transform him into a brick with a slope on the front. It's not that hard. Did that Soundwave officially have a lamppost mode? Or not officially. Some people have most times when there's a Soundwave, people figure out, you can turn him into a sort of lamppost mode. Yeah. It's not explicitly designed for lamppost mode. You stick his arms out and you bend him at the waist. That's lamppost mode. But
I love his lamppost.
He transforms into some battleship, spaceship thing that I haven't even seen him ever.
Oh,
thankfully, he's also getting a sound blaster, I think. So maybe I'll find that one.
Probably pick him up once I have space again. Now that I have money, but not yet space. Once I have space, he's on the list. He looks really good. There is a cliff jumper. Everybody's very excited that it's a cliff jumper that's designed to be cliff jumper, though it's been pointed out that at least one of the IDW covers has a Bumblebee who looks a lot like a retool of this cliff jumper, but could be coincidence. Yeah. He does come with his great big gun.
Yes, and skis.
Yes, I love the skis.
Although, I think somebody figured out what the car's alt mode is supposed to be, but I can't remember. It's like an old Corolla or something. It's like an old junky car.
It looks kind of like one of the more, I guess,
something
lower end mainline Porsches, but I guess it could be. I believe it was originally something like that, but it was like SD because it was designed on a based on the Penny Racer cars. But yeah, he does come with his great big sniper gun, so that's I am really enjoying all the little teeny nods to random G1 episodes. It makes me very
like
happy.
that, although because of reasons, I'm disappointed he doesn't have like a white spray pattern or silver spray pattern on him. So I guess I'll just have to get the classics Cliff Jumper to be my little Gridman Utah stand-in. Yes.
get a little Utah. I really like the skis. The skis are great. So yeah, I'm going down the
most
pictures.
Predictable and disappointing of all is yet another F-14 jet, or is it
F-15?
F-15.
It's 15.
I split the difference. F-15 jet Starscream toy, which presumably it's remolded from the Tetrajet. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. But it looks like the classic Seeker mold again, just bigger with a few different hinges, which is I'm
probably gonna get this instead of getting the Tetrajet one. I hadn't picked up the Tetrajet one.
Oh, but the Tetrajet is fun.
Yeah,
I love the Tetrajet.
But this one's an F-15.
but how many of those do we already have?
I love the F-15 because it's that jet that all those Decepticons turn into.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much the only reason.
It's very cyclical. Very cyclical.
It's good and bad that we have this in that, oh hey, now they're going to redeco it into every other Seeker, but at least they're splitting it up between the Tetrajet Seeker and this Seeker, so it doesn't become as cheese as quickly as the Classics mold did.
That is
which
a
ended
good
up being
point.
like
on the
15
other hand,
different ones.
On the other hand, I hope you're looking forward to spending another whole bunch of money for another Rainmaker 3-pack.
If they're better colored, yes, because I passed on those.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I wanted the Acid Storm, but I did not want two other guys who were just plain yellow and plain blue with barely any deco on them. Hopefully they do them again. Well, at least out of this, we'll probably get the cone heads, and I'll buy those.
I've heard this and Siege together, but especially at this point, I've heard it suggested that this is basically affordable masterpiece. And I feel like that comes through most clearly with this Optimus Prime. Though
the Optimus Prime with he's weird. Like, why does he have at the top of his abs a little separate grill that's right below where his nipples would be? Why is that there? That's different. I can't think of any other Optimus mold that's had that.
I keep looking at these pictures of him in his trailer, and I just want to go take a nap because he's taking a nap in his trailer. One of them.
Yeah.
He's just look at him. He's taking a nap. It is what it is. I'm just calling it like I see it.
Time.
He does not come with a roller, but I believe, and maybe it was from the diorama pictures, but I believe there is going to be a little roller as a separate little guy.
Well, you could do that as a little combiner bit or something.
Yeah, I mean, one of the little,
I don't remember
sound barrier size. Maybe I dreamed it.
Maybe, I don't know. We've had rollers before, so it's not really a big surprise.
Yeah. It's gotta be real. It's gotta be a thing I actually saw. I don't know. There's so much information these days. It's a little hard to keep up with it all. But yeah, there are a lot of pictures out there on the internet. It's constantly true general statement, but also specifically of this. I've been looking at a lot of the stuff hosted on Ben Yee's BWTF.com. But yeah, lots of stuff online. So yeah, this has been a pretty exciting weekend. Lots of neat new toys revealed.
There was also didn't they have a video show, or they had a panel, and there was a video that I didn't actually watch. I did see pictures of, and there's a Scorponok. Well, they didn't show the Scorponok. They showed the double headmaster that is Zarak, that will become Scorponok's head.
Yes, and maybe that's where the roller came from, because there was definitely a little gray, little boxy vehicle in Prime's trailer that was not, something he came with, that was being reassured as being compatible. But yeah, man, I'm excited about some Scorponok. I had completely forgotten until just now, because I have been having a week, but I'm very excited about that Scorponok.
It's not surprising we're getting a Scorponok. It's really nice that we're getting a double headmaster giant, like Fortress Maximus size Scorponok, so they'll finally be the same size.
To be accurate, you need to have a Scorponok that's that giant size, but just has the one little normal Titan Master head.
Yeah, thankfully not. So I haven't gotten many of the others. I the only other one I have is Trypticon. And I'm not really excited about getting or Omega Supreme, and I'm probably not. But Scorponok, I'm probably getting a Scorponok. I like the big monster dude.
Again, speaking of what is already going to be making up my home decor without even having to add Unicron to that mess. I have a Fort Max. I'm definitely going to get Scorponok to fight with him. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be very late G1. It's going to be very Rebirth / late Marvel I don't know. Fortress Maximus is just going to constantly be trying to throw himself off cliffs.
Oh, that was the thing. Like, somebody noticed that, like,
him and Ratchet.
I forget which is which. Like, the chest deco and the design of, like, the little head and the bigger Scorponok head, like, they were based upon the Rebirth design of Zarak and the Headmaster's design of Zarak, because their chests are different. So, like, they combine into each other. They use both designs.
Yeah, I know some people were questioning, and this is entirely the, metafiction side of things, whether the in-between robot is meant to be its own guy like Cerebros, or if it's more of just a transtector, like, Master Force style.
I don't know, but I'm probably going to call him Mega Zarak.
Yeah, that's been suggested as an excellent name for the middle robot guy. Zarek, Mega Zarek, and then they turn into Scorponok's head. Oh, I'm so glad we are getting the Scorponok, though. I would have been extremely disappointed if the Titan series had been canned before we got to Scorponok, because, you know me, I love Rebirth.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Also, he's Illidan. We have discussed at length before that he's Illidan.
Yeah, which has come up on other things, including our Patreon episode. Go to our Stasis Pod Iacon Patreon Warcraft episode. Yes. Which, why did Rob bring that upon himself? I still do not know.
It doesn't have Illidan in it.
No, it does not. But we talked.
Also, inexplicably doesn't have Sir Jairus in it.
No, but speaking about other monster thingies, the last batch of Seacons have been announced, and
yes!
I think they're already up for pre-order in Japan, or will be, but they aren't in pre-order as speaking on the Hasbro Pulse in America yet. And
they're so pretty. I just want them for the colors.
I mean, they're great colors, but I want, instead of buying Unicron, I'm getting my Seacons, because I've been complaining where are the Seacons since Combiner Wars started years ago. And it's taken long enough, we're finally getting the boys. The boys are back.
Yes, I am glad that we finally have more or less, I guess complete Scramble City Combiner power. Not complete combiners, because we didn't get, Monstructor.
No, we didn't get the Monstructor and stuff. But yeah, all the Scramble Cities and Devastator.
Yes,
which is nice. That works out.
So that's pretty exciting.
Monstructor someday. Someday again.
But
anyway, did we forget anything?
I mean, he wasn't the same scale as the rest anyway.
No, it's different. It would be nice if he was interchangeable. Anyway, digression. That are getting Seacons. I don't care. I'm happy. And also, Flame Toys is putting out a Devastator designed by I think it's also designed by the director of SSS Gridman. I think he's still doing those. And it looks
super...
It looks ridiculous and wonderful, and I'm thinking about finally getting one of those, because it's like, it's Action Master Devastator. It's ridiculous. I want it.
It looks very, for people familiar
Anime.
with the Studio Ox stuff, the Studio Ox Transformers designs, it's definitely got that kind of feel to it. So that is exciting that he got to do some official Transformers stuff. And it looks great, and they suggest that you can paint it because it's a model kit, and so you could absolutely do them in G2 colors.
Nope. No. Admittedly, I bought some Gundams recently that I haven't actually gotten around to finish building. So I'm tempted by model kits, but they're just, I don't want to paint the damn things. It's no
you
fun.
Don't have to paint these.
I know you don't have to, but
I'm probably
tried to customize some, and it's
I absolutely foresee impulse buying one or two of those while I'm at TFCon, and I'll let you know where on the difficulty scale they are. But I get the impression that, I mean, some of our friends who have done them are not, like, on the level I used to be of, like, airbrushing a base coat and mixing. Actually, I found exactly the right gem, not quite white, slightly greenish blue. So, that sort of thing. We have friends who are not quite at the level of crazy gunpla I used to be, who can definitely manage these, so.
That's the thing. I mean, I actually have an air compressor and an airbrush. I just don't actually remember where the brush part is. Well, I think I know where it is. The problem is,
literally a brush.
No, it's a spray thingy, but it's the brush part. It's just,
in case you're like, I must have lost the brush. I don't see something that looks like a brush. No.
I think it's in an art tackle box that has all my brushes and half of my paints. I just don't know where the hell that tackle box is. It's somewhere in here. I just don't know where. Unless it's in the garage, but I don't know where it would be in the garage.
But yeah, it probably isn't going to be like a high level. In fact, I think on Twitter right now, tonight David Willis is putting together the IDW Megatron one, so maybe you can look at that thread and see how complicated it is or is not. So yeah, I'm probably gonna, I mean, that's the thing, is that Unicron money is gonna go to buying things at TFCon. So I'm sure the dealers at TFCon will appreciate my holding off on getting Unicron. So yeah, that is our news wrap up from New York Comic Con. It's very exciting, a lot of really neat stuff. Not much comic news, really just some covers shown, some mentions of things that those of us who read Twitter were already aware of. So nothing really to talk about news-wise there. So yeah, we will be back in a week or two with more of our usual comic updates and anything that's happened in the meantime. But yeah,
there was
what?
There was a bit. No, there was the comic news. I noticed that what the fuck is it? Galaxies. The apparently it's an anthology. Who was coming on to write the next arc?
Kate Leth. Kate Leth and her partner Cohen, which is what I was mentioning about having known about from being on Twitter. She's one of the Cyberverse writers, and apparently they had just like had some conversation one time, I think publicly on Twitter, about some story idea with Cliffjumper, and IDW has now let them write it as part of Galaxies. So it's going to be about Cliffjumper. It's going to be a Cyberverse writer. It's going to be A+ thumbs up, probably pretty fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not going to be Raymond Deli forever. Also, I think it's Alex Milne doing the art.
Well, at least the cover was. He may be coming back with the interiors. I can't remember. I just remember it's like, hey, it's something I might actually read more. Well, I did actually enjoy the Constructicons one, sadly.
Yes.
Against my
sorry.
better judgment.
I had that in my poll this week. I need to get off here and go read that, and the last of House of X and Powers of X, so I can remember what a good comic is.
Oh, is that done yet? Oh, that's a complete digression. We talk about that later.
It's getting there, yes. Anyway, so yeah, that is our news from New York Comic Con. I hope everybody who got to go had a lot of fun. I hope those of you who are getting your Unicrons are gonna love those Unicrons. So yeah, that's it. So this has been Jen.
And David.
Good night.
Iacon Underground Radio is hosted by iaconunderground.net. We are listener-supported through Patreon, where you can help us cover the cost of running this show and our other podcast, Stasis Pod, at patreon.com/iaconunderground. We are on Twitter at IaconUG, Tumblr at iaconunderground.tumblr.com, and Facebook at facebook.com/iaconunderground.